If you do a lot of crabbing, then you go through a lot of these bait cages like I do. This is a pretty big bait cage. I think it's a 5 by 7 by 10. These things go for like 15 bucks now. They've gotten very pricey in just the last few years with inflation. And they work great. And it's important to use a bait cage like this. I actually have two strategies when I crab. One is that this mesh is big enough that they'll be able to eat through it. So I throw several pieces of chicken in here. Then I take a plastic bag and I insert the plastic bag with more pieces of chicken. I come back after a day or two and they've eaten the chicken that's just in the wire cage. The stuff in the mesh they can't get to. So I'll empty that into the cage and put fresh into the mesh. And that makes it so that it produces a cloud of scent for crabs to follow, but it always has some crab in the box. So an armored box is very important. But these boxes don't last forever. This is after like a year, and you can see the coating has worn through, and then in another year, the crabs will start tearing through this mesh. So, and they're very expensive, and I got a bunch of pots that I run through, so I don't really want to burn through a lot of money. So what I did is I experimented, and I got this 16 gauge wire, and this is really as thin as you can go, and I'm going to get like 14 gauge if I can. The trick is finding this. This is not available at Home Depot or Lowe's. I had to go to my local hardware store, and they had it in their farm supplies. But what I did is I just cut flat panels, 6 flat panels. And one advantage of this style is that these stack. So you can put like 8 of these together in a pretty small space, easy for transport. But these guys, if I made them square, well, they would take up for a huge amount of space. So what I designed it to be is they can transport them flat like this. So they take up actually less space. When I get out to the water, I just pull that up, zip tie one end, and the pot is ready. The other thing I don't like about these pots is these hooks. These hooks will hook on everything and anything, and it's kind of a pain. So here what I've done is I've just gotten a simple dollar store elastic, and then I replaced the end with these little carabiners that are like disposable. You know as well as everybody, these things break all the time. So what I do is I just took the ones that are broken and I took that bar off, and now this hooks on great. It hooks on great, and it does not snag on everything when I don't want it to hook on stuff. I can drag this across here, and very, very little chance it's going to hook accidentally. So I like this style better, and this is very cheap. This roll, I paid less than 20 bucks for this roll. I mean, I don't know how many dozen pots I can make with that. But you do probably need to replace these pots every year because they are going to rust through. They are going to start to tear through them. But, you know, when they're this cheap, maybe like a buck or two, they're pretty quick. I will say that these do take a little bit of time, maybe an hour to make. And I tried a couple different things. I've tried bolt cutters, which works, but it's kind of laborious and huge. I have tried simple wire cutters, and kind of when I tried 3 or 4 different wire cutters, just hand wire cutters, until I found one that cut the wire pretty easily without much fuss. And I use needle nose pliers to bend some of these things over. Like here you can see I've actually bent the wire over to attach the door on there. And on the other ends, so that they don't poke anyone, I've also bent those ends over so that, again, they don't poke anyone. But yeah, I think it's a good experiment, and hopefully you try it and let me know how it goes for you.